Hello guys, I am back for another review and today we talk about what Deku was in Fate Grand Order. So in the last video Deku after Izuku was told, or at least told everybody about that this where they're gonna be going to the USJ to train, well, they started going off to the USJ with Class 1A. So, when Izuku saw Bakugo, she was pretty much happy. But most of the girls of Class 1A, they were instantly smitten about, well, Izuku being half German. They especially love Izuku's hair. And also they loved Izuku because of his looks. So, when, Ochako tried flirting with flirting with him, well, Bakugo was completely jealous. So, fighting. But thankfully Izuku, stopped them from basically causing a bit of a ruckus. So, after a bit of training in the USJ, they saw that, Aizawa's being attacked by the representative for the assassin class. Izuku was fighting him alone by literally just telling everybody to get out of there and also locking the front door of like the USJ and started fighting him alone with the help of his servants. So, after Artoria Pendragon's, Lancer got her shot in by literally stabbing, well, something happens after Izuku took away his crest. His crest basically changes. His crest, instead of being the, assassin class, becomes the rider class, which he now gains a gigantic, well, whatever it is, it's a lion head on the back with several scorpion tails and other types of tails. Basically, it's basically like an amalgamation. Basically, like a so Izuku tried stopping him, but he almost killed Izuku. But thankfully, the USJ basically contacted the school, and now they were going to be saving Izuku. But unfortunately, he escaped. So, yeah. So, when Izuku came back home, Izuku was completely tired. So, Izuku was visited by Bakugo and, Kendo. They wanted to say, what happened to Izuku. Izuku explained that it was, pretty vivid. Izuku lied a little bit. But Izuku, after, they left, Izuku saw the summoning, circle and sees that four servants have arrived. So, yeah, that's where we left off. So, yeah, so let's talk about what happened next. And also, I'm really sorry about last video of, what if Deku was in FGO. It was pretty glitchy, so I still don't know what happened to my recording or every time when I upload the video. It's probably because of my brand new or at least an old not like charger, not like I meant brand new like old headphones of mine. Back when I first recorded this thing, my old headphones that I used for recording, they were pretty cheap, but still pretty good enough. But well, when I started recording it, it was good at first, but now, yeah. So I'm really sorry about last video. So I apologize for making it sound like I was literally like dying in like the recording. So yeah. So let's go back to the video then. So the people or servants that arrived were almost disturbing to say the least. One was a kid with several knives adorning her body. The other is a pretty simple man. Pretty normal, I guess. Wait for a second. Pretty normal looking, I guess. But the others, well, one of them looks interesting, to say the least. I meant, to say the least. He has a skull-like mask and wielded a gigantic shield and a blade. Izuku recognizes him right away. But Izuku never talked when Izuku first saw them. And finally, the other was, well, he had tan skin and white hair, similar to Chloe, but except a man and wielding the assassin class. So, one of them introduced themselves. One of them said this: "Hello, the name's Jack. So, are you my mother?" As Izuku says this, "Wait, I'm a boy." She, or they, because, well, they're basically the amalgamated souls of, like, well, basically the aborted children of, like, the Whitechapel district. So, yeah, that is why they're called they or them. So, yeah, they say this. No, no, but you summoned us, so me. Izuku says this. Sure. How about you there? Whatever you are. As he says, I am the first son. So, contractor. I'm guessing that you're my master. As Izuku says this. Wait. You're the first son? Like, the grand servant himself? Wow. This is, wow. Nice to meet you, I guess. As he says this. Very well. As the normal-ish person said this. Um, hello. My name is Dr. Jackal. It's nice to meet you. As Ezekiel says this. Wait, Dr. Jackal? I thought it would be more doctor-like, to say the least. As he says this. A bit rude, but yeah, I get that a lot, but I mostly ignored it. As the final person was, well, just leaning on the wall, he says this. The name's Emiya. Kritsugu, for short. As Izuku says this. Nice to meet you, Kritsugu. As he says this. The pleasure's all mine, I guess. As Izuku says this. Everybody, you can just go back into my mini Chaldea, or whatever you're going to call it. Let's just call it, wait for a second. A somewhat, well, how do you call it? A a resting room, I guess. So, Izuku creates a portal as everybody started going in, including Jack. She says goodbye to her mom. God, I'm literally just doing it in serious quotes because, well, Izuku's a boy after all. So, yeah. Izuku says goodbye to Jack as Izuku says this. Ugh, god damn. Are you serious? Now I seriously need to make more money. So, while Izuku was, well, thinking about something, Izuku gets a knock to the door. As Izuku sees, well, Mount Lady. Mount Lady says this. Izuku says this. Oh, hey Mount Lady. As she says this. Alright, can you, as Izuku says this. Oh yeah, rent. Izuku starts scrambling as Izuku gets his, well, wait for a second, the payment for the rent. As she says this, thank you. So I'll be leaving. As Izuku says this, okay, goodbye. Um, just, just goodbye. As she says this. Anyway, so she starts sleeping. As Izuku says this, God damn it. So, Izuku starts going back to the bed and falls asleep because, well, that was a pretty hard day. So, yeah. So, let's go into the next day. So, the next day comes as Izuku was going onto the bus station. I meant the train station, not the bus station. Izuku was riding it with Kendo and Bakugo. Bakugo said this. Hey Izuku, can I sit with you? I meant sit with you. As she, well, specifically Kendo said this. No, I mean, there's very little space. As she decides to sit on Izuku's lap. Izuku says this. What are you doing, Bako? I'm a teacher. As she says this. Well, you are the same age, so it doesn't matter. As Izuku says this. Bako, stop. As Kendo says this. Hey, get off of him. As she gives the middle finger. As Kendo says this. Are you seriously going to flip me off? So they started fighting as several, well, the passengers started getting annoyed. So, after that bus ride, a really uncomfortable one to be more specific, they started going off to their respective, well, classes. Wait for a second. So, after Izuku does that, wait for a second again. Sorry about that. So, after going to their respective classes, Izuku starts teaching, well, mostly hero training and hero fighting. So, after a bit of fighting with his, well, students, not really more like training, well, it's basically the last day of class. Well, it's basically Friday, by the way. So, after, well, a long day of training, well, Vlad and Izuku explained that there's going to be a specific, well, event coming up, which is the so-called, which is called the Sports Festival. So everybody's excited as they say that they're gonna be beating Class 1A. Says this. Anyway, I'll be leaving now. See you guys. So, as everybody started leaving, Izuku was left as Izuku starts getting all of his things. So, one of the teachers, specifically All Might, says that he should be, well, locking the, well, students, well, rooms. Not rooms, I meant like the classrooms. So, after Izuku locks all of the classrooms, Izuku was all alone in the school. So, Izuku starts leaving as Izuku sees a flash of light. Izuku jumps down and looks, like literally hiding. After Izuku looks, Izuku sees the brand new, well, representative for the rider class. Izuku was, well, terrified because, well, he was one of our, well, because in the last video, he was pretty powerful. Probably even more powerful than Izuku. So, Izuku was a bit afraid of fighting him, but Izuku wants to defeat him anyway. So, Izuku gets out of the shadows and basically, well, challenges him again. He says this. So, we meet again. Well then, time to die. He taps his, well, staff 2 times as 2 creatures come out. These are known as the, well, what do you call them? Known as the Oprichniki. You probably know them from the Lost Belt, or at least the first Lost Belt, or the Russian Lost Belt, which, this is actually a spoiler for FGO's, well, first Lost Belt, so I never personally played it yet. I'm currently, though, doing the not four, I meant the 7 Singularity Spa, but I'm still getting there. So this is actually a spoiler. So if you want to, well, not get spoiled for LOL, the FGO Lost Belt, the first one, just get out of here. So the Prishniki are basically like secret police of, well, Ivan the Terrible, and the Lost Belt's, well, Cryptor, which I kind of forgotten the name because he was my least favorite. Mostly because he's a whining bitch. Anyway, the Prishniki start coming out and towards Izuku, getting ready to slash at their sharp claws. Thankfully, Izuku summoned out Vlad at the nick of time. Vlad started creating tons and tons of spears or stakes and started killing all the Prishniki. So, Izuku also summons out Enkidu and Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh started using all of his, well, weapons in his, well, arsenal. As Izuku wielded Enkidu as a spear, Izuku was pretty good with the spear, but not to an extent like not master like spear wielder, just a normal ass like it's basically like a normal um like um like hoplite. Izuku's able to use a spear well, but not like masterfully. So yeah, while Izuku was using the spear, Izuku throws it at the brand new rider representative or the rider class representative as he dodges it, wielding or at least riding on the creature that he rides on. As he says this, "Are you seriously trying to beat me with a pathetic thing like that?" As Izuku says this, "Enkidu, now!" As Enkidu starts creating chains. As Izuku tells Jack it's her turn to have some fun. As she says this, "Now, let the slaughter begin." She starts laughing like a maniacal child. As she says this, "Maria the Ripper!" As she starts ripping apart, the brand new, well, soon to be turned into, mincemeat representative. So, after getting sliced, he says this, "Seriously, your attempts in beating me is pathetic. Now, allow me to show you what true power really is." As he activates his noble phantasm. As Izuku says this, "Oh no, take this, Bellerophons!" As he starts creating two Pegasuses. Pegasi? I don't know what to call them. As several, Prishniki are riding on these, um, well, on these two Pegasi or Pegasuses or whatever you want to call them, they started charging towards Izuku, wielding blades. Thankfully, Hassan saved them at the nick of time. Jackal says this, "Alright, well, it's my turn. Even though I'm a normal human, somewhat, I still need to protect Master." He gets ready his blade as he starts charging towards the enemy. As Ivan escapes, but unfortunately, something happens when he tried to escape. Well, there was a barrier, which caused them to fall down to the ground, causing a dent in, a part of the school. So, yeah, that's a bit of property damage, but let's just say Izuku's going to lie a little bit. After that, well, Skahak explains that she made a special, barrier using her rune magic. As Ivan, or whatever you want to call him, said this, "Ugh, you cheater." As Izuku says this, "Cheater? I'm not the one who used, this special ability of yours." Thus, he says this, "Touche. Ugh, here, have this." Izuku gains, the Rider Crest and defeats him. Now, this, Rider class, representative is now defeated. He starts reverting back to his normal form. Izuku realizes that he lost a leg, but also seems to be pretty old. He says this, "Ugh, ugh, this is my last day of living here." It's been a long time since I had this type of excitement, since back in World War II. Izuku says this. Yeesh. Wait, you were in World War II? I, you're that old? As he says this. Hey, don't judge. Anyway, too bad. I lost. Oh well, kid. Guess you can. It's my last days of living here in this world. After all, my heart disease is pretty much taking a toll on me. I don't have any descendants, and most of them don't even have my innate ability to use uh, incarnation magic. And my magic, it's basically all out thanks in World War II during the Third Holy Grail War. Uh, Hope to see you again, kiddo. See ya. So, he leaves as Izuku says this. Oh my god. So, after that, Izuku leaves and doesn't tell, well, what happened last time. Or last night. So, yeah. So, when the teachers arrived the next week, they saw what happened. A big dent in, well, the school as they tell, well, construction workers to fix this out. So, they were given, well, a few days off, so yeah, they couldn't go to school today because of, well, that dent that Izuku partially made. So, yeah. So, Izuku was also told that they're going to be making dorms, which Izuku was told that he can, well, stay in. So, after, well, telling Mount Lady about this, she says it's okay. So, yeah, she starts, well, saying goodbye to Izuku. And, well, wait for a second. Kendo also says goodbye, which she kind of lies a little bit because, well, she's also going to be staying in the dorms as well. So, Izuku starts getting ready as he leaves. So, after getting to the, the dorms, Izuku packs all of his things. Izuku gets a pretty big room because, well, he is a teacher, as after he's done unpacking, it's basically nighttime. Izuku sits on his bed or basically lays down. Izuku says this. This feels nice. And this room is pretty big. Uh, uh, a minute of has come. As in a minute, I mean a few milliseconds because, well, lightning appears as brand new servants appear. So, yeah, let's just end the episode right here because it's probably going to be long like last time. So, yeah. So, I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. So, just comment down below and, well, subscribe. Because I want, well, interactions with my, well, I don't know what to call you guys. Like, guys and gals, something like that. I don't really know. But, anyway, just subscribe so you can, well, help me out in my videos. So, yeah. Bye.